As a spiritual practitioner, we try to practice virtue and practice love as much as possible. Michael, you have what we all need, an all-consuming love, which will prevent us from seeing others as separate from ourselves. How do we grow our love to get to this state? How are you doing this?
Okay. Firstly, don't be deceived by appearances. I wish I had all-consuming love. If I had all-consuming love, I would have been consumed by that all-consuming love, and I wouldn't be here talking now. So we're all in the same boat. Where just because I'm able to talk about these things doesn't mean I'm any better than anyone else. But Bhagavan has just given me this love for his teachings, and like all of you, I'm trying my best to put it into practice. We shouldn't, that we need not be trying to be kind and loving to others. If we are following Bhagavan's path of turning within, this ego will be subsiding more and more. The more ego subsides, the more it will be second nature to us to be kind and considerate and caring about others. So it's not, we shouldn't take that as our spiritual practice, being kind and caring and loving. That is a byproduct of following Bhagavan's path. If we're truly following Bhagavan's path, we'll automatically be kind and considerate, and to the extent to which we're following his path. All-consuming love is absolutely necessary, but none of us have all-consuming love when we start on this path. But we have a little love. We have to cultivate that love. How we cultivate that love is by trying our best to follow Bhagavan's path. The more we put what he taught into practice, however much we have to struggle, however difficult it seems to be, if we persevere in trying, that love will grow. Like anything else, if you take interest in a subject, the more you take interest in it, the more you delve into it, the more interesting it becomes for you. It's true of anything. If you begin to be interested in football, the more you learn about football, the more interested you become. The interest grows when our mind dwells on something. So the more we direct our mind to knowing who am I, direct it back within to try and see what we actually are, the more that love to know and to be what we actually are will increase. So it's the only way to succeed in this path is to practice more and more and more. The more we practice, the more ego will subside. The more ego subside, the less we still see ourselves as, yes, I'm this person and these are other people, but the distinction between ourselves and others becomes less marked, it seems less real, but because we are gradually, by going within, we are gradually separating ourselves from this body, so from this person we take ourselves to be. So our identification with this person is growing weaker. So the distinction between self and other, me and you, it diminishes, it decreases, it becomes less. But the boundaries begin to dissolve. It's very difficult to put it in words, but what I'm trying to say is we will automatically, the more we follow this path and thereby subside back within, the more we will naturally feel empathy for others. When we see others suffering, we will suffer to see them suffering. So we will do what we can to alleviate their suffering. So kindness, all these things will come to the extent to which we follow this path. As Bhagavan says in that verse 13 of Anubandham that I read earlier today when talking about verse 19 of Aksharammalai, all good qualities will come with the destruction of ego, with the destruction of the false awareness, I am this body. So to the extent to which we follow this path, to that extent ego is subsiding, and to that extent we will automatically become kind, caring, considerate, patient, and so on. So the key, we shouldn't think that we have to try to cultivate to be a good person or to doing good deeds. What we need to do is to find out what we actually are. If we find out what we actually are, we are infinite goodness. And then we don't have to try to be good. So Bhagavan's path is the simple and direct path. All good qualities will come to us to the extent to which we follow this path. Remind me something in the Bible. I'm not very good in the Bible, but I remember Jesus said something like, "Seek ye the kingdom of God and its righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you." So if we're seeking the kingdom of God, which is within us, if we are following Bhagavan's path of seeking seeking the reality that is always shining in our heart as our own being, all these virtues will automatically come to us. We need not go seeking the virtues. Let the virtues come seeking us. If we seek our own reality, the virtues will seek and find us.